Although it is difficult to tell from the surface, the Delaware Bay is the final resting place of many ships that fell victim to the sudden winds and tricky shoals that lurk beneath the water. Some of these ships, like the Dubrac, would live on in legend after sinking. Others would be forgotten and left at the bottom of the bay. But an accidental discovery in the fall of 2004 would give one of these forgotten ships a second chance. A dredging company, working on the Lewis Beach replenishment project, had been pumping sand onto the shore when they struck something. Pieces of ceramic plates and glass bottles peppered the new sand on the beach, and underwater investigations and archaeological analysis confirmed that they had hit the remains of a previously unknown ship a few hundred yards offshore. The ship was determined to be an 18th century pre-Revolutionary War cargo ship and is now referred to as the Roosevelt Inlet shipwreck. Only a small part of the hull was left intact, making it difficult to determine the true identity of the ship. But further archaeological investigations would reveal more information about the ship and the time period in which it sailed. The cargo was made up of consumer goods, consisting of everyday objects like plates, shoe buckles, window panes, and bottles of mineral water. With this cargo, the ship was most likely en route for Philadelphia, which by the late 1750s had become the largest city in British America and boasted the largest and busiest port in the country. The biggest group of artifacts found was made of ceramics. Stoneware jugs, tin-glazed earthenwares, and more decorative porcelain pieces were among the artifacts. Together, the ceramics recovered from the shipwreck make up one of the largest maritime archaeological collections in the Mid-Atlantic region. But it was the items not found on board that helped narrow down the date the ship sank. Out of 60,000 artifacts, none were made of pearlware, which entered production in the late 1770s. Another discovery, a cast iron alloy button stamped with the date 1772, narrowed down the date further, suggesting that the ship sunk off the coast of Lewis between the year 1772 and the year 1800. The artifacts also demonstrate how linked commerce was in the 18th century, and how the early Americas greatly relied on the worldwide economy. The original sources of the cargo on the shipwreck can be traced back to countries such as Germany, Spain, the Netherlands, Africa, and Russia. The only thing the artifacts can't tell us is the true identity of the shipwreck. There are records of ships that were lost in the bay between 1772 and 1800, and many believe that the shipwreck is actually the Severn, which met her end in 1774. But until more evidence washes ashore, we will still be left guessing. Museum Minutes is brought to you by the Swannendale Museum in Lewis, Delaware, and by the Delaware Division of Historical and Cultural Affairs.